September is Blood Cancer Awareness Month, and here to discuss the unique challenges blood cancer patients face and how the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society can support them is Director of Community Engagement and a 22-year survivor of Hodgkin's lymphoma, Tricia Hernandez. Tricia, thank you for being with us.
Thanks so much for having me during Blood Cancer Awareness Month.
You all offer such a wide array of free support and services. Can you talk about why it's so important for patients, family members, and caregivers, and even healthcare providers to utilize these free programs?
Yes, when I was diagnosed 22 years ago, I went where most of us go when we don't know something. I went to the internet and I was overwhelmed with the amount of information available. I wasn't sure what I needed to pay attention to, and honestly, a lot of the statistics and information scared me. And what I've learned through what LLS offers and what patients can get out of it is that it's really important to have that reliable information resource to really understand your disease and treatment. So patients and caregivers can come to LLS and get diagnosis information, get information about their treatment options, even information on how to talk to their healthcare team about all of that, and how to talk to friends and family, as well as additional support so they don't feel so alone. Be it peer support through our First Connection program or our online community or support groups. We really do have an array of resources that help patients feel far more hopeful and far less fearful.
And what are some of the most common challenges that people experience when faced with blood cancer diagnosis?
I think first it's just feeling overwhelmed. The diagnosis can be unexpected, and so really understanding what's going on and really having a handle on what the diagnosis might mean to the patient or caregiver, and then what long-term things they have to think about in having this diagnosis and going through treatment. And I think having really good information about that helps allay some of those initial fears and helps people better understand what's coming next. However, then there are practical concerns. How financially am I going to handle this? How am I going to go to work and deal with cancer treatment, or can I go to work or continue school with this diagnosis and going through treatment? And then long-term issues. How is this affecting my mental health? What long-term physical things do I need to look out for and be aware of? And how is this going to impact my long-term survivorship? Am I going to need additional care, palliative care, supportive care throughout my lifetime? And LLS has resources and education information and support for all of those things I just mentioned.
How has your own experience impacted your work?
I live in gratitude every day that I'm a blood cancer survivor, because I know it's through research like that funded from LLS that we have more blood cancer survivors than ever. And I use that gratitude in my work every day. I feel lucky that my own personal experience with blood cancer has circled around and become my professional experience as well. So knowing through my own experience how important it was to really better understand my diagnosis and treatment and really deal with all of those survivorship issues I mentioned, I get to connect patients and caregivers with that every single day, and help healthcare professionals through our free healthcare professional education and support resources best work with their blood cancer patients.
And how is LLS evolving its offerings to provide support to those who are long-term survivors of blood cancer diagnosis?
Well, the great news in having more blood cancer survivors is that they are surviving longer as well. And so there may be many late and long-term effects of cancer treatment or the experience of cancer that have to be managed by patients and caregivers and their healthcare team, whether it's staying in long-term oncology care if you're a chronic blood cancer survivor, or if you are in remission, how do you move to primary care in the future? And LLS really has expanded its survivorship resources, including an interactive survivorship workbook that patients can fill out from the date of diagnosis throughout their lifetime and take to their healthcare team and help communicate about all the things that they've been through and that they experience in survivorship, and really look at what ongoing services and supports they may need, and they can get connected to all of those through LLS.
And finally, where can we go for more information?
Anyone with a blood cancer can get access to free resources and services that I've mentioned and more by contacting an information specialist at 1-800-955-4572 or visiting our website at lls.org.
Tricia, thank you so much.
Thank you.